Now, it's taken 108 years, but the longest drought in baseball is finally over. The Chicago Cubs won the World Series a few minutes ago in an extra inning thriller against the Cleveland Indians. The Cubs took an early lead and kept it until the 8th, when Cleveland tied the game, sending the contest into extra innings. Chicago then took control, scoring 2 runs in the 10th. Cleveland scored once more, but it wasn't enough. The Cubs' eventual winners 8-7. And the party in Chicago is well underway. Let's talk to our correspondent and resident Cubs fan, John Hendren. He's right in the middle of it and joins us live. John, it's taken 108 years, but the Cubs have finally done it. The party's likely to go on for some time yet.
It's hard to say how long the party will go on because we've waited so long here in the city of Chicago to see this happen. Nobody actually knows what victory for the Chicago Cubs in the World Series looks like because nobody here was alive at the time. As you can see, we are in the shadow of Chicago's Wrigley Field. This is 500 kilometers from where the game was played in Cleveland. Nevertheless, tens of thousands of people are here in the streets of Chicago. They've been waiting in bars. There's one right next to me where you had to pay $100 a person to get in there. If you were at the games, of course, you paid much more. But this could not have unfolded any more nicely for Chicago if it had come out of a Hollywood script. It had been 108 years in the making. Chicago was at one point down 3-1. They came back roaring, winning the next 3 games, 2 of them in enemy territory. And then, of course, the last game ends up in 1 extra inning. Finally, very close, 8-7 victory. Narrow enough, but good enough for the people here in Chicago who are going to celebrate their first Chicago Cubs victory parade in the next few days. Another thing they've been waiting a long time for. And to put it in perspective, this was before World War I, before radio and television broadcasts were commonplace, and it was before the invention of sliced bread, believe it or not. So this has been a long time. And out here, so far, this has been a peaceful celebration. We are absolutely locked in here. You may be able to hear the fireworks going on around me. But people have been waiting an awfully long time for this. The curse is apparently over. The new losingest team in baseball is the team that lost this game, the Cleveland Indians, who now have not won a World Series since 1948. So it would have been history regardless of which team won. Nevertheless, here in Chicago, they are celebrating something they have been waiting for decades and decades.
All right, John Hendren there in Chicago. John, enjoy the party.